to truth or...
Calls me mad dog. Especially not some duded up, egg-sucking gutter trash.
Buena Vista, baby.
Friendly as criminal as I.
What do you think, Frank? I called the
Make a
telephone
better choice. Ratings advice. Use it. It's on every video.
This is DVD. And this is what happens when you watch DVD. It's a movie on a disc the size of a CD. The picture is twice as sharp as VHS. The sound is infinitely clearer. It looks and sounds like you're at the movies, but you can experience it at home. Not to mention, you can watch it in widescreen. Pick your language. Choose from many additional features. Watch a movie right on your computer. And rent or buy DVDs created by these great Hollywood studios. DVD. See how good a movie at home can be.
Yeah.
Gear up for the world's first live-action comedy with 1,000 moving parts. Walt Disney Pictures' Inspector Gadget, based on the popular animated television series, stars Matthew Broderick as Inspector Gadget, Jolie Fisher as Brenda, and Rupert Everett as Claw. Matthew Broderick was fascinated by the idea of playing a character who becomes a walking Swiss Army knife.
I read the script and then I thought it was very intriguing, this guy who could make things pop out of his head or his arms. And the fact that the way that it's possible to do these things in films now.
We wanted to make Gadget accessible and funny and colorful and wild.
Never happened to me before.
And with the visual effects and with the special effects that we can create today that we couldn't have done 2 years ago, it was not only a tremendous challenge for everybody who had to work with it, but really fun.
Probably going to be 110 visual effect shots. I think some of them came about just because it seemed to be the most resourceful way to do it.
Before production on Disney's Inspector Gadget ever began, Matthew Broderick first reported to work to create various body and facial molds that would be used for the film's over 100 effect shots.
That's very difficult because there are a lot of scenes, for instance, where something will come out of my hand, so the way they do it is my whole arm will be artificial. And a lot of planning goes into it, like they took molds of my hands in all these different positions, and so it's all really me, but it's rubber, silicone, or whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's nasty.
Matthew was a saving grace for us in this entire process. And doing all the things that he had to do to become Inspector Gadget, the stunts that he had to do in this movie, I mean, he was such a pro. A great guy, great attitude, and never once complained about the most rigorous physical kind of comedy and shoot that I've seen anybody go through.
Inspector Gadget uses every special effects trick in the book, and when a trick wasn't in the book, they rewrote it.
Matthew, as Gadget, has a variety of different gadgets that he uses. He flies with his helicopter that comes out of the top of his hat. He has blue goo that shoots out of his left sleeve. He has water that shoots out of his right sleeve. Both of his hands and arms can extend. Then his legs extend, and they have coil springs that go below the knee down to the foot.
Forward! Look out! There is a lot of blending and a lot of crossing over of the techniques in Inspector Gadget and with all the effects. And for me, that's the magic. The magic of this kind of movie is that seamless blending of effects. You know there's animatronics, you know there's actor replication, you know there's CG, but you don't know exactly where and when, and that's what's cool about it.
Mechanical effects coordinator Peter Chesney supervised the construction and destruction of some of the film's non-human stars.
We've physically rigged, rebuilt, torn apart, prepped for fire otherwise, attacked about 31 cars, flipping them over, blowing them up, burning them.
Some of it is just the fun of making something with a bunch of people. You just sort of show up every day and you kind of make something, and it's just being around the people. We have the technology to do just about anything. It's an illusion. The whole thing is an illusion.
Many men have tried to tame the West, but only one does it with style.
West. Jim West.
He's a lawman with a flashy new outfit and a very big gun. And the only thing that gets in his way is his partner.
I love this train.
From the director of Men in Black.
Let the party begin!
Comes an adventure.
And now we have to run.
Gone Wild. Will Smith, Kevin Kline, Kenneth Branagh, and Salma Hayek.
To get out the wild, wild.
Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West.
The search of the 3 missing Montgomery College students continues in Frederick County tonight.
10 days and thousands of man-hours have been unable to produce any clues.
We have a few leads, a few other options we want to take advantage of, and just try to put together some pieces to this puzzle.
Do you believe the occult may be involved in the disappearance of your son?
Tell me where you are, John! John!
You go public and 30 million people hear what you gotta say. Nothing, I mean nothing, will ever be the same again.
Now, the work we did here is confidential, not for public scrutiny, any more than our one's family matters. We're very serious about protecting our interests.
He's got something to say, he wants to say it, I want it on 60 Minutes.
Maybe for the audience, it's just voyeurism, something to do on a Sunday night. And maybe it won't change a thing. When people like myself and my family are left hung out to dry, used up, alone.
What does this guy have to say?
Now, don't be paranoid yet.
That threatens these people.
That isn't cigarettes are bad for you.
Who is this?
They have no right to hide behind a corporate agreement. He can talk, we can air it.
The worst kind of an organized smear campaign against a whistleblower.
Shoplifting, failing to pay child support.
They can paint everything with that brush.
What are you going to do now? You're going to finesse me, lawyer me some more? Try Mr. Wallace.
If we aired this segment,
I was told...
Don't talk!
Mind my own business.
we could be a grave risk.
We're doing this with or without you, Lowell.
Are you a businessman or are you a newsman? He's only the key witness in the biggest public health reform issue in U.S. history. Does he go on television and tell the truth? Yes. Is it newsworthy?
Yes. Are we gonna air it? Of course not. Why? Because he's not telling the truth? No, because he is telling the truth. And the more truth he tells, the worse it gets. You manipulated me into this. I fought for you, and I still fight. The American public need to know.
Jeffrey?
And you wish you hadn't come forward?
Dr. Wagon's deposition will be part of this record.
You wish you hadn't blown the whistle?
Do I think it's worth it?
I told the truth. It's valid and true and provable. These people, that's not the point whether you tell the truth or not.
What the hell are you doing?
There's a mongrel koi in there. It's the most dangerous of all goldfish.
Deuce Bigelow was a professional fish tank cleaner who never got any respect.
I was thinking maybe later we could,
No.
Then a new client shared his most valuable secret.
I am a gigolo.
Who?
Women pay me to give them pleasure.
How'd you get that job?
I just kinda fell into it.
I'm gonna kill my guidance counselor.
Hey, fish guy! I think there's something wrong with my fish, eh?
The next 48 hours are critical.
But I have to go to Switzerland for business. How about you stay here and look after my fish?
But just when things might be looking up,
By the way, if you mess up my place, I will kill you.
everything came crashing down.
Where am I gonna get $6,000 in 3 weeks?
I want you to meet me tonight.
Hi. I'm Deuce Bigelow.
Hi, I'm Carol. I have narcolepsy. It's a sleeping disorder.
I have Tourette's syndrome, and it causes me to have these uncontrollable outbursts. Shove it up here!
Barely notice it.
Touchstone Pictures presents.
Is Tina here?
I'm Tina. The story of the most unlikely male escort the world will ever know.
You don't like my hair, do you?
Rob Schneider.
I think there's been a mistake.
Did you say steak?
Deuce Bigelow, male gigolo.
Oh, Deuce.
Yeah!
Have you ever bought or rented a videotape that wasn't quite right? It may have been a pirate copy, an illegal and inferior copy for which you paid good money. Pirated tapes are recognizable by poorly presented or photocopied jackets, poor sound and or picture quality, the lack of censor and other labels on the face and spine of the tape, and the absence of warnings, such as this at the beginning of the tape presentation. Pirate tapes rob artists and studios of their rightful income and add to the cost of a video to the consumer. Video piracy is a major problem in Australia. Please help us stop it. If you buy or rent a tape which you believe is not the genuine article, please phone this toll-free number for advice. Or write to Post Office Box 515 Mona Vale, New South Wales 21003. This message is brought to you by the Australasian Film and Video Securities Office.